Hi, I'm Deborah Lamata, and this is Women's Entrepreneur Spotlight. I started this podcast because I believe that every woman entrepreneur has a story to tell. And when we share our stories, we can help the next woman who is starting their own business, or even help someone who has been at it for a while. I hope you can find your takeaway from these stories to help you in your journey of being a woman entrepreneur. My first interview is with Chaunte Roberts of Le Chic's Boutique. The boutique is located in Smyrna, Delaware at 10 Commerce Street. And if you haven't had a chance to check out her boutique, it is absolutely gorgeous. Her handbags are gorgeous also, and she has many, many items which you will hear in the interview. The interview is going to be in two parts, and part one will be launching today, right after this introduction. In part two, at the end, Chaunte shared some dates that I want to share with you with part one. And those dates are on May 14th, Chaunte is hosting a sip and shop from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and that is at 10 Commerce Street along with Blush Salon. So come out, support small business, support women in business, and support having a good time. Again, sip and shop at May 14th at 4:30 to 6 o'clock at Le Chic's Boutique. And then June 18th, Chaunte and the Le Chic's Boutique will be part of Smyrna's Night Out, June 18th. I don't have the time, but you can check out Le Chic's Boutique, and I believe it's on her website. You can also reach out in the interview. You'll hear the contact information. So I hope you enjoy this podcast. I have many great interviews coming up, and this is part one of a two-part interview with Chaunte Roberts of Le Chic's Boutique. Hi, and welcome to Women Entrepreneur Spotlight. I am so excited to have you today, Chaunte Roberts from the Chic Boutique in Smyrna, Delaware. So I like to ask two questions of my guests just to get us started. The first one is, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Live anywhere in the world. I think it would be Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Really? And
absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous mountain. You talk about bringing your center of peace in the mountains. It's perfect.
Wow.
Perfect.
Yeah.
If you've never visited, Garden of the Gods is the place to go.
Yeah, I haven't been there, so I will have to put it on my bucket list. There are many places. And asking this question to my guests, I'm getting a lot of great places to go and visit. But what's one of the most important lessons you have learned over the course of your career?
Patience, absolute patience. You know, your sense of urgency may not be somebody else's sense of urgency. Sit back, you listen, and you be patient with how that ball is rolling, right. If that makes sense.
It does. Absolutely. Patience. Absolutely. And I've heard that from other entrepreneurs also in this business. So while I was building and have been building my website for my wedding business, I researched for different vendors. I came upon your page with your beautiful bags. And of course, one of the bags that caught my eye was the She Said Yes bag, being in the wedding business, of course, right? So it's an elegant bag for any bride, mother of the bride, mother of the groom. And of course, we've had some chances to chat before today's interview. So I know that Le Chic's Boutique is only one of your businesses. So why don't you tell my listeners about the boutique and your other businesses and how it all came about?
So I started, if I have to go back 10 years ago, I had a back injury. I used to be a kitchen designer. And so I decided to listen to my customers. And the one thing that I heard was they hate it's clean. So I started a commercial and residential cleaning company. That was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Then as time goes on, you know, we're not getting any younger.
Right.
I said, I need a plan B in case my body fails. And at 54, it's to that point. So I started, my Mary Kay business too. I have a candle business. I make soy candles. And then I have a jewelry business.
Mhm.
And then, of course, Chic's Boutique, which I specialize in concealed carry bags. If you have a handgun or have taken that class, then I have something for you to be able to conceal that handgun. But I also carry my candles in there, my jewelry, along with other vendors that are handmade items,
Right.
should I sell.
And the boutique you just opened up in Smyrna. How did you transfer from your website into your boutique? And was it something that you had been planning on, or was it just something that you just always wanted to do?
Something I always wanted to do.
Okay.
It's just, patience. God opened that door, and I was presented an opportunity to be able to open that boutique.
And did you do all the work yourself on the inside? Because I have been to the boutique, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I know that you've renovated it. I don't know. Did you do all the renovation? Did you have help with the renovation?
It started with help, and then I ended up finishing myself.
You have a lot of talents. That is for sure. And so how have you incorporated Mary Kay, your candles, your bags, and still work your cleaning company?
So I do have someone that works part-time.
Okay.
In the store. So when I'm cleaning, she's in there working the business.
Okay.
The candles, that is, as the orders come in, I incorporate it. It really doesn't take that long for me to make the candles. The Mary Kay, that speaks for itself.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm 54.
Yes. Don't look it.
As I have an opportunity to speak to it, then I do so.
Right.
I'm not one to push it on you, but I will present it again as, the necessary.
Right. And with all these businesses, do you feel like they intertwine with each other? I know
Absolutely.
that. There you go. So speak to that. How because you had told me you had and worked out really well from your cleaning business to somebody wanting to come home, and tell me about that.
So super easy. I'm always about taking care of myself. A woman, and I'm not saying a man doesn't as well. A woman, our plate is full.
Right.
As a single parent myself, it's nice to be able to come home to a clean home.
Right.
And not have to worry about that. So with that in mind, for me to be able to go in and clean your home and then say, oh my goodness, I'm going to take one of your tipsy candles and sit in a bathtub with your Mary Kay bath bubbles and do a spa night, just be able to relax. You don't have to worry about cleaning the house. Okay, now that you're done with your spa night, get out of the bath, put a purse on or a handbag that you bought from Chic's Boutique and go out on the town.
Absolutely. And I knew in the beginning about all these little businesses, big businesses, little businesses. And when you put it like that, it's like, exactly. So you take one business and you build upon another, and you take another idea and you have intertwined it in such a way that it all works together. And if that's one thing that somebody else can take away, I think that's one of the best things that somebody could take away, is how to just evolve and put it all together. And that's what you have done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
And we can't forget about, you got to put the jewelry on with it.
Exactly. Right. It's the whole package deal. I can't think of a better plan myself than that in itself. You also talked about your mom and some of the influences that she had on you that you've carried over into your work ethic. You want to talk a little bit about that?
My mother, she was my rock. She is my backbone and influence. I am the last of 9 children.
Wow.
There's a 10-year gap between me and everyone else, but she raised 9 children. So the work ethic started very early because my father took on 8 children that weren't his, and he took care of my mother, who was a stay-at-home mom.
Wow.
for the 8 children. And then I came along.
There you go.
So back in the 50s and 60s, my mother owned, she ran an American Legion. She ran a VFW.
Wow.
She owned her own bar. So she started a sewing club called Le Chic's Sewing Club. She made and sewed and modeled her own clothing line. So I thought, you know what better way to keep her in my memory,
right,
than Le Chic's, okay? Le Chic's Boutique.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
It's got a ring to it, right?
Right? Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
So, my parents were amazing. Absolutely. I miss them to death. God rest their soul. I miss them to death, but they will always, play a part in my everyday life.
Right. Yes. And Le Chic's Boutique is right there. So that says a lot. And not only has your mom inspired you, who else has inspired you along the way?
The good Lord.
The good Lord. Absolutely. You are a testament to that. So let's just take a left here and let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, where they can find you, because you are all over.
So I am located at 10 East Commerce Street in Smyrna, Delaware. Find me on Facebook at Facebook / Le Chic, LECHIC BTQ. And then you can find me at Bag Lady 2121 on Instagram.
And you have a website. Did you mention that?
The website, Le Chic's, LECHICS Boutique, BOUTIQUE.net. Not everything on the website is in the store and vice versa.
And you need to go to the boutique. Let me tell you, I have been there. It is a beautiful boutique. Your handbags are gorgeous. And one can get addicted very quickly.
So, I try to keep it practical.
Mm-hmm.
As a single mother, I always watch my pennies.
Right.
As much as one person as the other loves Michael Kors or Coach, things like that, love it. However,
right,
we got to stay practical.
Absolutely.
So my bags range anywhere between, the handbags, not the accessories or anything like that.
Right.
Anywhere between $30 to $60.
Yeah. And it's affordable. So, absolutely.
Absolutely affordable.
That's right. I know a lot of women, including myself, have had to get over hurdles. We've run into walls. We have had a lot of different things happen along the way. What are some of the hurdles that you have come up against, and how have you worked through them as a woman entrepreneur?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. I think just getting out of your own way.
Okay.
Not so much everyone else, because people, if they want to spend money, they're going to spend money. They're going to figure out how to spend it and get what they want.
Right.
My own personal hurdle was getting out of my own way and getting out of the frame of mind that I can't. If you've heard the story of the bumblebee is not meant to fly. His body is heavier than his wings. Therefore, it's not meant to fly, but he doesn't know that. He's going to fly anyway. So that's my mentality. You know what? It doesn't matter what family member, who's going to tell you this or who's going to tell you this negative Nancy, whatever. I am going to take flight. I'm going to make it happen. Stop listening to the negative and listening to all the outside everything.
Because that can just take you down very quickly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I think for myself too in the beginning. So somebody starting out in this business, that's a great story to tell somebody. It's like, here's this bumblebee and what you just said, and that mindset of you can do it. Just take it and run with it. And there you go. You are a good example of that. I hope you enjoyed listening to part 1 of this 2-part interview with Chaunte Roberts of Le Chic's Boutique. And this is Deborah Lamata, Women's Entrepreneur Spotlight. Thank you for listening, and tune in next week for part 2.